everybody to a very exciting Saturday afternoon here in Salt Lake City. We are live here at the Bucked Up Content House in Linden, Utah. And so, as you all know, Bucked Up is our new title sponsor for the 2026 season.
Co-title sponsor.
Co-title sponsor. But here we are once again back in Linden, Utah with our latest title sponsor, Bucked Up, graciously sharing their content house, which is like a studio, right, for all the athletes and all the content creators. And this time we are here in Linden, Utah at their facility to air this award ceremony. And hopefully next year we'll do it live.
That'll be good.
In person, with all the athletes present. I think that would be so much fun. I think that's the goal we should do next year.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. And here you can see that we have this very nice golden trophy, right? I think it'd be cool if athletes starts collecting these, and they call it what how many golden arms do you have, right? And it's
right.
That's how you can measure, it's a way to measure things. And now, obviously, this is an incomplete version, right? And thank you to also our title sponsor for the 2026 season, Top Force, right? And with this being the prototype, we'll still have the base being built, right? And we'll embroider the name of the winners on the strap along with the categories to customize it pretty well. I think this gives you a nice visual of what the trophy is.
I think it's great. Great idea.
Yeah. And we have 7 categories this year, but very likely we will increase the number of categories next year. I think one of it's the walkouts.
Right.
Right. We'll have the walkouts. Some sports like we were talking, they spend sometimes millions of dollars on the walkout per athlete. So not quite there yet, but this year we're going to encourage the athletes to spend a little bit more time planning their walkouts. So,
yep.
Yeah,
that's great.
I think this is just a fantastic way of, showing our appreciation to all the athletes that work really hard. Not just athletes, actually. We actually have a category that will start off first with the news media of the year, because these are the guys that are super critical, right, in helping grow the sport and like spreading all the messages and news out there. That's why we felt it was necessary to thank them and also give them we shine a spotlight on them, on how much they actually spend on growing the sport. So you want to hit us up with our 5 nominees for the year?
Armbox News. Starting off, this is a Russian channel that's doing very well. They're representing arm wrestling across the globe.
Yeah, and we realize a lot of our content is, it's centered around the English language, but they do a really good job in translating to all, to the CIS countries, right? So thank you, Armbox. And next, we have the next nominee.
Arm Wrestling News, Pradeep from India.
Yeah, Pradeep has been going pretty steady for the past 5 years, and we can have an award ceremony without mentioning Pradeep as one of the nominees, because he puts in a lot of work to create consistent content for the past 5 years.
He has. Tom Stubblebine. This guy has done a great job. He's really just kind of gotten into it this last year, but has been very consistent. He's been posting, I think, about every day. Sometimes more than once a day.
Yeah, at least once a day. Very, very consistent. And he ensures that he never misses very much things, and his videos may be short but frequent. So, and He's an arm wrestler, a pretty
That's
good
right.
one at that too.
Yes, he is. He is a great arm wrestler.
All right, and next we have
Concrete Elbow.
Concrete Elbow too. I believe he has been doing this for a few years. He's based out of, I believe, Indonesia, and you know, he's also pretty consistent, almost once a day as well. So yeah, he's putting out pretty good content, showcasing the news and spreading not just our matches, but also the training of our athletes.
Yeah, he does a good job. And Brazilian arm wrestler is
Yeah.
the final nominee.
So Brazilian arm wrestler, the cool part is all 5 nominees are very consistent, very, very consistent. They come out with all the news. Not everybody watches every podcast out there, like every Sunday, like we do a podcast together. It's usually about 90 minutes long, and it's not for everybody, you know, not everybody has the time. And all the 5 news media, including Brazilian arm wrestler, does a pretty good job finding out the golden nuggets, right? They'll clip it, reshare it, and that's great. That's great. That's exactly what we need. And here we have the winner, Robert.
Okay.
We have the winner. Okay?
And the winner is
And the winner for the 2025 Best News Media of the Year, we have
Tom
Stubblebine. Well, it was very, very close, right? It's relatively really close. And I think, you know, it should come as a discouragement to the rest of the nominees, because the result was relatively very close, right? I believe, in just my opinion, the reason why Tom just edged out a little bit over his competitors was that sometimes he's a little bit more concise and he gets straight to the point, right? He doesn't put too much of his own opinions into the mix, and very clear. But I think the reasoning also is he's a big-time arm wrestler, right? So he competes, and so he understands the sport really well. Not to say the rest isn't, but I think just there's a little bit of clarity. His videos are short, sweet, and get straight to the point.
Yep, and the arm wrestling news is very good too. This appeals to another segment of the market. So I think we need everybody.
We need
And
everybody.
everybody with their own unique styles is important. But I think the main thing that probably did it for Tom is he is doing so much of his work is so consistent. It's every day.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like we said, more than once a day. So
Yeah.
keep up the good work, everybody. We appreciate all the news out there for all the arm wrestling.
Yeah. So let's see the top 3 results out here. These are the total scores. Now, one might be wondering, and just to clarify, this is not a total sum of 100, right? Which is why it's 57, 45, 35. The way that we structured this is 50% of the total score comes from fan votes, and the remaining 50 comes from the jury votes. But in order to avoid, there are 5 juries, and in order to avoid the jury being too influential in a vote, whereas it's an all or nothing thing, which means every jury vote is worth 10%, right? Because there's 5 of us. It feels too strong, right? And then the jury will matter more than the fan vote. So in order to do that, what we did was we applied a dampener effect to make sure the jury votes don't overwrite the fan votes very easily. We still can, but not very easily. And the way that we do it is all jury, we have to rank all nominees from 1 to 5 or 1 to 7, depending on the category. And every rank, there is less and less percentage that gets added on. So like if we ranked a nominee first place, they'll get 10 points, and the second nominee will get 7 points, right? So the way that we do it, so there could be disagreements among the juries, which is actually very common, and that way it evens out and it smooths out everything without affecting the final tally as much. So with that, you can see that arm wrestling news was very, very, very close. So, congratulations to Tom's double bind.
All right, I would like to take this moment to accept the award for Best News Media of the Year 2025. Want to say thank you to EVW, of course, for the opportunity. Thanks, Robert. Thanks, Dexter. As well as thank you to everyone who's followed my channel over the years and supported whatsoever. I certainly appreciate that, and I love the sport so much. So really excited to see where everything goes in 2026 with arm wrestling as it continues to grow. So let's keep supporting the sport and keep moving forward, guys. Thank you.
Boom, there you heard it from Tom. Yep. Great guy all around. All our nominees really, if we could give everybody a trophy, that would be great. But that's not, what's the intent for. But all right, let's move on to the next category, right? And Athlete Video of the Year. I think Athlete Video of the Year is very crucial because ultimately we are in the entertainment industry, right? And I think videos are like, it speaks 1,000 pictures and whatnot, but it is also to encourage all our athletes to, be more creative, put themselves out there. Sometimes it's a little bit uncomfortable, but even for both of us, you could see that we are not really super camera friendly, but we really had to kind of force ourselves to be here today, even really but because we know this is a necessity in this world of promoting, right? So I think this award really is critical to showcase the importance of athletes making their own content as well. So with that, I think we will go with our first nomination. So first nominee, we have Kamil Jablonski and Jerry Catterall. So I believe Kamil came out with a video about him trying to pull a mini tractor, right? Mini excavator. And then Jerry was like, I can do better, check me out, right? And so it's actually two separate videos, but when you merge them together, it was like a retaliation. Like I can do better than your video. I think this is perfect. It's perfect for promotion, perfect for hyping an event, and also I think it's just purely comedic. I think it's
very
so
entertaining.
Very entertaining. Very entertaining. So that video also showcases that not every video has to be arm wrestling related. Well, I mean, aside from the fact that Devin was playing around with the straps, but it is sometimes it's just great to have, athletes who are creative outside the box, just doing things outside the box, and it's perfectly fine too. It's totally fine, and it's okay for our athletes who to look kind of be natural and just relax sometimes and just have a good time. Just have a good time. Shows us another side of us. And with the next nominee, we have Philip Morrison.
Yeah. This is Devin's honey that he sent him from Canada.
Yeah. So there's always that joke. I think in Arlington, right, where we, all the athletes were given IVs courtesy of one of our very consistent sponsor, Infinity Functional Performance. So shout out to another sponsor, and every athlete was giving an IV drip. And I remember athletes who wanted to win, they wrote on the bag, Levon's blood, right? So there's also that joke about getting some of Devin's blood as well. So in this way, it's Devin's honey that he received, and that's why there's another dimension to that video.
Yeah, I think that honey came from an arm wrestler in Picton, Ontario, Canada. Great guy, and he's I think it's 21 Bees. Is that right, Aaron? Is that, I think that's the name of his company. But anyway, he's got a big bee farm and believes in using his bees to sting himself, and also Devin does it as well. So that venom actually helps your strength somehow. And anyway, that's the claim.
That's the claim. Who knows? Who knows? Next nominee, Armwrestling forearm. Check that out.
Bigger than the calf muscle.
So, you know, here's another example of sometimes people overcomplicate things in their head. Like, hey, you know, I want to make a video, but I don't know where to start sometimes. And then it's just like doing a whole bunch of planning. And this just goes to show, like, you don't need to do a whole bunch of planning. A short video also works sometimes, as long as it goes straight to the point. It's like, check out my forearm muscles. So
Yep.
that's why he's nominated as well.
It gets people interested in arm wrestling. You know,
Yeah,
people
like
that see that, it kind of goes viral.
That giant? What's happening here?
Yeah.
Right.
I think that was a world record too.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. You could tell that like not just the arm wrestling community went nuts, but even the powerlifters all went nuts.
Yeah.
They couldn't believe like an arm wrestler did that.
Right.
Right. So that is, and also a quick thing. Shout out to Grip Armor Sports, one of our sponsors as well. And you can see LaVon wearing one of his shirts too. So.
And it got millions of views too. So
No, Robert. I think hundreds of millions of views.
Hundreds of millions.
It was
of views.
reshared so many times that you probably lost count. It's absolutely nuts. And here's the next nominee.
This is Matt. This photo is before our arm fight. I'll show you how it will look after. Fix it up a bit.
So you can see like he was. So the full video, you can have like Matt Mass picture there, and just like slamming his face over and over again. You know, it's another one where he combined training videos and making it a hair more interesting.
Yeah.
And I just thought, because a lot of our athletes, they all train pretty hard. Like, let's face it, they have to train a lot. And this is just one that shakes things up a little, not a standard training video, which is why we thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. It reminds me of Mindaugas and Atlantic City when he was going against Prokopchik, and you had the big poster with all the opponents, all the matches, and it was laid out on the floor.
Right.
And then he goes over to Prokopchik's picture and stomps on it with his foot. Just a little, you know. But of course, it's not serious, but you know, entertaining.
Yeah. And then also, it's all fun and games at the end of the day, but you know, all these just adds more to the hype, promotion, and you know, it just shows that they have another side of them other than just an arm wrestler.
Yeah. They're characters.
Characters. And I think the final nomination.
Oh, still got it.
All right, so we've seen all 7 nominations. Right, initially we were done at 5, but really this category could go up to 20 if we really wanted to, Robert. And this is we'll definitely keep this for next year. So anytime somebody has a good video, now that we are paying attention that we are doing an annual award ceremony, we're gonna start listing them all down, and then we're gonna have perhaps, because there's so many of them, we're going to have the fans help us narrow it down. This time we didn't have time, but for the next year, we're going to have all this video compilation, and we have all the fans help us narrow it down, and also to help us with the final tally. So with that, Robert, here is the winner of Best Athlete Video of the Year.
Best Athlete Video of the Year goes to Levon Saganashvili for her 396 400-pound world record tricep throw.
Yeah, I mean, this video achieved, certain things because what I think the fans voted. This one is also the same, where the jury and the fans voted identically, because I think not only that it was very relevant to arm wrestling, but it helped probably grow the sport to a certain degree that we don't know. But we do know it reached to hundreds of millions of people, eyeballs on this, and then people got curious, who is this guy? Like, even if they're not familiar with Levon, but they saw this guy doing something insane, they're going to be curious, like, what does Levon really do that allows him to lift that much? And then they see, it's like, oh, arm wrestling, right? So it helped solidify that Levon's a good ambassador of the sport, plus, because, by reaching out, but it also showcased another side of, how good arm wrestlers are really in terms of just raw strength as well. So congratulations, Levon.
Great job.
Yeah. So here are the results, and you can see that Levon's video really dominated things at 73%, right? And frankly speaking, Devin's routine was pretty hilarious and very, very entertaining. But Camille and Jerry's video did also hit a sweet spot for a lot of the audience and the jury. But ultimately, you can see Levon's 400-pound curl was by far the favorite. So yeah, for all athletes out there, keep at it, keep making videos.
გამარჯობათ, მოგესალმებით ყველას. დიდი მადლობა ჩემი შრომის დაფასებისთვის. ნამდვილად არ იყო ადვილი 180 კილოს ბიცეპსზე აწევა. ეს რა თქმა უნდა დიდი შრომის შედეგია და ასევე იყო ძალიან დიდი რისკი. და ვიცით რომ მე როცა ემზადები შეჯიბრის ყოველთვის რისკავ, ალბათ იმიტომ აქვს ახლა ტრავმა. თუმცა სხვანაირად არ შემიძლია. მადლობა გულშემატკივარს მხარდაჭერისთვის და ყველას გილოცავთ ახალ წელს და 2006 წელს გისურვებთ ძალიან ბევრ კლავჭიც, წარმატებებს და რაც სწორია ჯანმრთელობას და ტრავმების გარეშე ყოფნას ალბათ თქვენი ძით. მე მალე დავუბრუნდები. მადლობა ყველას.
So, I mean, Levon definitely, you could see that in his training, he pushes himself really hard. He didn't just do it for the videos. He's super authentic, which I think it's a really important recipe to have a successful, video. People can sniff out fakes, right? People can sniff out fakes. But then look at Levon's video, you know that he really tries. I mean, one could also argue, and that's why we had a small switch in on our card in Vienna coming up soon. Because Levon really pushes himself that hard. And who knows, maybe 2026, he'll try for maybe 420 pounds and break the record again. Who knows?
Well, we don't want to encourage him to break the record any further. We don't want to get him injured. So let somebody else break the record. He can come back and break it again.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. So that there's a little bit of competition there. Yeah, but 400 pounds, no easy feat. So let's go to the next category. We have Rookie of the Year. So, Rookie of the Year is interesting and this is your vision, Robert. Your vision of bringing in new talents. I think and part of the whole category, some might be saying, hey, certain people should qualify as well. We look at Rookie of the Year for athletes who have never competed at any East versus West or King of the Table events in the past 4 or 5 years since its initial conception to qualify to be part of a nominee, right? And I think like what you're doing right now, you and Snezana, is absolutely critical because we need fresh faces, we need new blood, and you are spending a lot of time watching all the tournaments, right? Trying to find new blood, and we found a few, and they're gold mines, they're gems, right? Last year we found a few, and so maybe we should go to the nominees.
Yeah, we should, yeah. And
what a test. Massive position there, though. That's better. Much better
So the first
from
nominee
Sarah
we have is
Bachman.
Jocelyn
And now
Brisson.
Bachman can go to work. But Brisson trying to find that top roll again. And she's unsettling. Just the size and the scale of that forearm, hand and wrist from Jocelyn Brisson. And she managed to unsettle Sarah Bachman when Bachman was getting into a good spot. Oh, it's a second foul, but you do feel like Brisson was...
Give it up one more time! Unbelievable show!
So Jocelyn kind of came and took the world by storm, right? She came in, she dominated, and we were like, whoa, we got to get her back again, right? The first time we saw her, we were like just blown away. It's like, who's this? Who's this? Right? And back then she wasn't quite as well known, but I think for now she's almost a household name in all the, the female arm wrestlers. Among all the female arm wrestlers, she's up there. She's up there.
she's doing very well. Yeah, that kind of put her on the map with Sarah. And since then, she's had some tough matches too. But she's, I think she's 2-2 for 2025.
Well, the thing is, we didn't just put her up against nobody. She's competing against like world-class, world champions levels like Gabby.
Yep.
So it's she didn't have a like easy opponents too. We really set her up in a way where she had to really push really hard, and she did pretty well. I mean, for Rookie of the Year, I think
she's great.
Well.
Yeah, she's got a big future for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's hit to the next nominee.
And Richard Borman with a top row takes the hand.
Richard Borman.
Schoolboy is in open position. Richard transitions to a press and presses down. Curls up, gets a little stop, but looks like Borman is in full control there. Holding on. Schoolboy in a good position. Rickard gets him to a press and finishes.
Yeah, you could see Rickard, also another young individual who took the world by a storm, the arm wrestling world by a storm, right? I think he had 4 matches last year, and he won all his right arm matches, right? And the only ones that he lost was his left arm, which wasn't his dominant arm. But I mean, for a rookie to come in, he's so young. How old is he again? Like
He's 23, I think
20,
he is.
23? For a 23-year-old kid, all the way from South Africa, he showed a lot of composure, maturity, and I could see that he grew really rapidly.
Yep.
Like even from his, how confident he is in front of the camera. I remember the first time I saw him, he was kind of like, I think it was in Chicago. He was very quiet. He was, wasn't saying too much. He wasn't really like going out there. But towards the end, you could see that he's like, I got you. I'll beat you, right? He showed a lot more confidence, and it's not common that you see somebody rise so quickly in a short 6 months, right? And we have big plans for him. So,
Yeah, I mean, now something that the video didn't show is his win against Pablo in Colorado, which he was by far the underdog in that. I was really worried for him as well. I said, hey, Rickard, I don't know if this is a good idea. And he said, hey, I'm ready. I'm going to do very well. I'm going to win. I thought, wow, he's got a lot of confidence. And it really doesn't matter who he goes against, who we put him against. He is confident going into the top 10 this year. So.
Yeah, right now I believe he's ranked 12th, right? Yeah.
12th right now.
Yeah, he's 12th. So he's pretty close. For everybody is asking for somebody to come this close to be in the top 10 in the rookie year. It's not an easy feat. So we'll see who can replicate that in any other weight categories. But let's go to our next nominee.
Full in at the moment there.
And the press.
Big drive, and that looked like the win.
No, it's a foul for
It's a
It's a pin.
losing position. And away we go! Massive drive! Wow! On the way we go! That is a pin!
That is
That is a
an
win!
absolute pin.
And that's phenomenal! The man from Romania. Ladies and gentlemen, raise it up for your winner, the specialist, Bogdan Stojka!
So Bogdan is a massive underdog. He came in, the odds were heavily.
8-to-1 odds.
Yeah, it was not good. It was not even
No.
friendly. Everybody who wasn't really in the know thought he had no chance. Especially it's against Paul Lynn. He's a fan favorite. Paul Lynn's like a household name for
He's
many.
an EVW champion, too.
Yeah, exactly. So nobody would have imagined. So it was like a master class. His performance was absolutely insane. The way he pulled off what he did was really good.
Yeah.
Really good. So
Very few people thought he had a chance. In fact, I think it hurt the views because people didn't want to buy the pay-per-view or for that match anyway, because they thought it was going to be a blowout.
yeah.
And it turned out to go the other way just because he matched up well, but he's much better than 90% of the public thinks.
Yeah.
Well, and now people know more, but still he's the underdog coming up with Nugo, believe it or not.
Yeah, and I think, knowing what he accomplished last year, people is not going to be, they're going to be a bit more skeptical and they have a little bit more doubt that is he truly an underdog? Because anything could happen. Like he's already proven that. He is not a true underdog. He might be a sneaky underdog. He pretends to be an underdog, but he isn't. But let's head over to our next nominee.
Here we go. Whoa! Oh! Wow! We are tied up.
Doringas.
Oh! Great start. Wow! Too much. Mayan Steringas. Too much.
He is one win away from his debut here.
Oh!
Huge
hit!
Wow.
Huge hit from
And
Mayan.
there we have it. We have witnessed the debut performance of a future champion in Mayan Steringas from Israel.
So Mayan had a really, really good match, right? I mean, what he accomplished is also no easy feat. Being how young he is and how little time he has in the sport. So for everybody else who's thinking like, oh, we've got to be like, Todd Hutchings to be arm wrestling for like, a couple of decades to be good, right? Mayan just showed that there is a path. I mean, even Rickard himself and Jocelyn, and there's a lot of these, rookies that they didn't spend a lot of time in the sport as much as, we were talking about decades, to be this good this quickly. So there is a path to be this good. It is possible. As long as you train hard and you prepare well.
Yeah, no, he came to us. I knew about him just because Devin's been telling me about him for a long time. And then Ian Carnegie with Mac told me. And then he competed at Mac several times and proved himself among a pretty elite field and did it again with beating the #1 left-hander in North America. It was close outside the straps.
It was very close.
And I really didn't know who was going to win that, but Mayan he's the real deal left-handed.
Yeah, absolutely. So we can hit to the next nominee.
Go! On the way we go!
Larson.
Go!
Another phone favorite.
Mark trying to get some purchase to the back of the pad, but Lawson comes around. Will be wrapped second. Go! There's the drive for the shoulder press.
Ah, fuck, I already got a foul.
That's it.
Shaw is going to give the award, the hammer, to Philip Larson.
I think Vance really connected with Philip, with his whole mega-sized hat thing, at the press conference in Colorado. That really showed like this athlete might be worth watching, and he proved it on the table too.
He did. Very entertaining, the press conference. Probably one of the best, maybe along with a few other press conferences, right up there with the very best press conference. And he was the kind of stole the show with that oversized hat with Robert Oborst, who is the powerlifter or strongman who has this overly large head and wearing that huge hat and teasing him. That was great. So Philip's not only a great arm wrestler, but he's a great entertainer as well.
Yeah, and it's what he accomplished last year. Now, Unfortunately, he missed out on one of the matches due to an injury, but it seems like he's pretty back in form now. I saw him training pretty hard. He was traveling around, training with a whole bunch of Malaysians in I think in December with Mike Ford, and yeah, I think people are gonna be tuning in to watch more of him. We'll see a lot more of him in 2026.
Yep, we have him slated already, so no, he's going to be quite a force in 2026.
Yeah, we just don't know where he is in the super heavyweight category yet. So this year,
we'll find out.
We'll find out.
Yeah,
we'll find out.
But we don't want to get him in too soon either, because we want him to be 100% healthy.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to just bring him in and have him not be at his best.
Correct. Next nominee.
And with a top roll. Easy win for Snezana. Round 2.
There we go.
And there was a pin. Dominant.
Completely controlling the pronation. Snezana fully showing dominance here.
Full control.
Full control.
Full control. She's going to go outside with the top roll, or yes, takes the hand. And we get to the straps.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So Snezana has her match was set long before she was actually co-matchmaker for EVW. She was originally on the jury, right? But because she was nominated, she had to recuse herself from voting. But she herself, now I know people were saying like, well, technically she's not a rookie, but we agree she's technically not a rookie. She's a veteran. She's a multi-year WAF world champion.
10-time WAF world champion. She's the WAF world championship from 2025 as well. The WAF world champion left-handed. So she's not a rookie by that standard. But for our rookie of the year, it doesn't matter how long they've been pulling. It matters how long they've been pulling for EVW. So if it's the first year at EVW, they're a rookie.
Yeah. So congratulations to Snezana as being one of our rookies of the year by her own merit, for sure. Her dominant performance definitely solidifies that.
Tom, Neil, we're in the secret.
Look at
nominee.
the power shot there, mate. Much better, and he coils in this time, but it's awesome with a massive counter. And the signs for Andre there.
Punching power to get this thing in the hook.
Here we go,
away.
big drive again, but this time Hachatrian with a stop, and it's Hachatrian with the
Press. Look for it here, and I see Arson looks like he's leaning forward as well. This could not turn out good.
My word, that is dominance from Arsan Hachatrian. What?
Ability, being how young he is, tells us that there's a lot more room to grow, right? He is, I sense that he has a lot more that he has still yet to show us. So we are going to be, we're going to be watching this young fellow and see what else he can achieve. So, So with that, Robert, do you want to announce? Here, do you want to announce the
Rookie of the Year?
Yep.
So Rookie of the Year for 2025 goes to Rickard Bornman.
Rickard Bornman.
Well deserved. I mean, that's a tough group.
Very big job. Yeah. So, I mean,
I don't know what to say more about Rickard. That everybody, I think, anybody that knows him knows that he's a future champion. He's got the heart of a champion. He's also just a great young man. Respectful. He's charismatic. He's well spoken. He obviously loves arm wrestling. He's devoted his whole life, around his job and everything. It's all arm wrestling. So that he's
full dedication.
He's full dedication. I mean, like a lot of our athletes, but he's got a big future.
Yeah, for a rookie to make the commitment as early as he has, to say like, I'll do nothing, focus on arm wrestling, and focusing on getting on the EVW stage once again, and climbing the ranks. You know what? I just thought of something really funny. If his younger brother won against Porkchop, he might be nominated, which means you have two Borman brothers being on the nominees. that would be pretty funny. But but either way, I think let's see the score for the top three in this category, the total combined score. And here you can see Rickard being at 69% and Bogdan and Philip neck and neck against each other. But I think that this one, the fans and the jury also both agreed upon, the winner. Rickard did deserve it. He had an outstanding performance with, an undefeated right hand, his dominant hand. Mm-hmm. And there'll be more. We'll see a lot more of him this year. We'll see a lot more of him this year to see if he can crack the top 10. And let's go to perhaps his video, his acceptance.
Today, arm wrestling fans all over the world. My name is Rickard Bolmer from South Africa, and today it's my honor to be standing in front of you as Rookie of the Year. 2025 has been an unbelievable year. The year of my debut on the biggest stage in the world, East vs West. I want to thank East vs West for giving me, a guy from a small town with big dreams, this opportunity. I had to change my life for arm wrestling. The 3 matches I had this year was something bigger than myself, and I'm honored and blessed to have those opportunities. 2025 has been a year full of excitement and highs for me, but my biggest moment and biggest achievement was having my little brother next to me on that big stage. And I want you to keep me accountable for the next words I say. I will be the arm wrestler to carry the candle for the next couple of years. Thank you for your support, and I see you guys soon.
There you have it, Rickard Borman, absolute rookie champion. He is well deserving as Rookie of the Year. Unfortunately, you can only win Rookie of the Year once. So maybe you might see maybe Duvan. Duvan actually doesn't qualify anymore, because last year was his Rookie of the Year.
That's true, yeah.
If he would have made it. But but either way, very exciting for the Borman brothers. Mm-hmm. We'll see a lot more of them this year, I bet.
Yeah.
We can. I know you won't share us a lot of it this year, but the future plans. But the general consensus is everybody wants to see both of them on stage soon.
We're going to see them soon.
Yeah. So in our next category, we have Moment of the Year. Now, Moment of the Year, it's one of the category. It's one of the categories that some might be asking, why is there a Moment of the Year versus Match of the Year? Isn't that sufficient? But it's also like I was explaining. Sometimes you have Song of the Year that might be different than Album of the Year, right? There are many instances where one round was a decider round, and it's so hyped up that it made the match. But there are also times where every round was good, right? So it's one of the categories that it should be on it. And so maybe let's move on to the first nomination of it.
Don't move. Go! Oh! Carteret has hit the king. Oh! Getting stretched out, then in a turn, Nobby. Kamil Jablonski trying to bust through that. Carteret stalls the palm. Getting aggressive, but Jerry Carteret has come in for the He's going wild. Jerry Carteret.
I think that surprised everybody.
It's one of the few times this year where I literally shot off and jumped off my seat because I was like, I can't believe that just happened. I can't believe what that just happened.
Well, for the arm wrestling community, that's the first time that we've seen either one of them do a King's move.
Yeah.
And they both did it against each other. And Jerry did say that he had a surprise before, like in the press conference. He did say that he had a surprise, and even before that, I think he alluded to it. So that was his surprise.
Yeah. And those two guys, what's so significant to me was those two guys were usually on the opposite end of the King's move, right? If they're pushing down on the floor press. And so for one of them to actually, go on the other side of things that they're normally on, it's just, when Jerry pulled out the King's move, it was like, whoa, what just happened there, right? Mm-hmm. And then it was almost like the way that we promote it is like, who's the king of flop press? And what we had was two flop presses pulling each other, But if you see the first 2 rounds, there wasn't any pressing going on. There was no pressing going on until that round where, well, Camille started, right, going pretty strong, and then Jerry was on the defensive with the King's move, and then he got into a good position where he turned into a flop press. So it was the first flop press between both of them. And it was like, oh, wow, things were going to turn around because, you know, Camille won the first 2 rounds and that happened. So this is total mind-blowing. So that's why I jumped out of my seat. So it's definitely one of they deserve to be on a nominee. So maybe let's move on to the next nomination.
He feels like he's got the purchase there, and look at the arm of Steel Morozov as he starts to apply that back pressure. Vitali creeping up now, edging around, then it is on like never before in the opening round here. Incredible battle.
He has already cracked the wrist back. He feels like the only way to lose is for Lilletin to stand up, and he stands up, and there it is!
Yeah, that was exciting to be there to watch that, and to see, Morozov did a great job, really getting Vitali motivated and saying, "Come on, Vitali," and then I think in the Russian language, he said, I think, "Let's go."
Yeah.
But then when he spoke in English, he was saying, "Come on, Vitali." That got the whole crowd. And that was a big crowd. They were just going out of their out of their minds.
I think if you see like Vitali's expression, because he was holding on for such a long time, and then when Morozov came back and took that win, he was so dejected. And I thought in my mind, it's like, okay, match is over, right? Vitali has lost hope. It's gone. But that first, for a moment of the year, that was a great moment. That was an absolute great moment, taunting and holding from a defensive position, coming back. But definitely one of the deserving nominees.
Yes. Yeah. No, that's great.
Yeah, let's go to the next nomination.
Down there, and he's about to drop the go, and there we are. And it was better there.
So this is round 5 of
Mendigas
Giannis versus Mendigas.
in terms of hanging onto his arm, and he started to try and unsettle Giannis. That looked like a pin. Massive drive again, and that was another one massively close. Big drive from Terasaitis again, and you can see Amelin's moved to the back of the pad. What a screaming war! Big drive again from Terasaitis, and that is a pin. It's Mendigas, Mariotti, Terasaitis.
Oh man, that was war. That match was war. That round was also fire. That was absolute fire. The way that Mendigas was holding on to Giannis's hand and having the wrist control. Ooh.
Well, basically, I mean, there's a history. So the people that are old-time arm wrestlers knew that this was going to be just probably the best fight of the day. The thing that they were really tuning into, even though we had the headliners with John Brezink and Yoshi, and we had Devin versus Corey West. They were really tuning in for this one because you have 2 masters of the game. You have Giannis the Jedi, and they call him Jedi for a reason because he's so knowledgeable. He just knows, and he's so versatile, and just so intelligent. But then you also have Mendigas, who's known for some of the same qualities, and now you've got a clash there, and then Mendigas basically figured out the combination of that lock late in the game, 3-2. So it couldn't have been closer.
Yeah. Let's see the next nomination.
A wrestling point adopted at the back of the pad, and big booming attacks there from Petro Martin.
Yoshi versus Petro.
On the arm
that was in
of Yoshi Kanai, but cannot finish. And you do wonder whether he can reel him in a little as this match progresses.
What really made this one exciting for me and for the fans, I think, is look at this. 20 times or more, Petro's going for the pin.
Big drive there from Maharin. He definitely pushed it in there. Was unable to finish, but an elbow pull there, and Maharin.
Yeah, it was definitely fire. Like sometimes you don't know how or when they might break.
Yeah.
Right. They might actually manage to actually overcome in strength. So this one, Yoshi did hold on long enough, and he was successful. And sometimes it's kind of nerve-wracking. Like you never know, because sometimes they are within like half an inch to pinning them. Right. And so that was pretty fire too. And I think
it was.
Yeah, and then I believe we have one more nomination. Final nomination.
Go! And there's the star, Alan Ford, head control. Ryan Belanger sets into that side pressure. Side pressure against bicep. Here we go. Alan Ford breathing deeply, waiting for the time to get that shoulder behind. Who gets to be the first man to get into the press? Here comes Ryan Belanger. But no, it's an elbow foul. Let him hear you, USA! The explosive start from Ryan Belanger. Almost.
That was great. That one was real exciting for a couple reasons. One is you couldn't get closer on. I mean, the closer match because it was again went 3-2.
Yeah.
And it looked like Ryan was in trouble. His hand was taken by Allen, but he managed to push through it, and so it could have been an injury, but no one was giving up.
Yeah.
And this fight to the death. That was quite a match.
Yeah, you could tell they really put their whole heart into that round. So without further ado, we'll move on to the moment of the year. Okay. Who do you think is going to win, Robert?
Boy, it's close. I'm not really sure. I think I know the answer, but
it is none other than Vitaly and Morozov. I mean, that first round, awesome. Yeah, I mean, nobody's going to argue on that one. I mean, that one's pretty good. Let's see the score screen.
The scores were kind of.
Yeah, you can see that though Artem and Vitaly did, win by about a 20-ish% margin, but Jerry and Camille did get a lot of votes too. So they were pretty close behind. And you can see that's very deserving. I think both rounds that was highlighted in this category, definitely deserving. So let's go and go to the acceptance.
Я победил в номинации «Момент года» в том же поединке с Виталием. И я, в принципе, это предполагал, потому что это видео того момента завирусилось в сети, везде. В Телеграме, в Инстаграме, в ТикТоке. И я был поражен, насколько людям понравилось то, что я сделал в тот момент. Будучи на грани. Но повторюсь, опять же, мне очень приятно, что вы выбрали именно меня. Благодарю. Благодарю также организацию East vs. West, East vs. West Awards. От души будем дальше показывать хорошую борьбу и незабываемые моменты.
Right? Yeah.
No, that's great. Morozov, a true champion, as well as Vitaly.
Yeah. We wish him a speedy recovery, and we'll see him back on our stage pretty shortly. So, I think we are ready for our next category, Match of the Year, Robert. This is also going to be fire. I think it's going to be absolutely. There's a lot of crossovers because some of the nominations were nominated for Moment of the Year. So let's head to the first nomination.
Huge battle. We got a match.
Same category.
Huge
Morozov
pressure applied there by Morozov.
Already cracked the wrist back. He feels like the only
EVW
way
16
to lose is for
Georgia.
Lilletton to stand up, and he stands up. And there it is.
And look at the transition. It's coming, and there it is. And there's the win. Oh, what was that?
Don't move.
And drive again. Go, surely look like that was all that is.
Yeah, this was also another very killer match. I mean, we've already mentioned this, just a few moments ago, but the entire series, all rounds for this match was absolutely killer. There was no blowout. No, everybody thought it was going to be a blowout. Morozov stood no chance, right? And he proved with the first round, we were like, okay, maybe we were all wrong. So that's why I think that was a killer match, worth nomination.
Yeah. until the injury, it was looking like Morozov was going to dominate.
Yeah. So fortunately, injuries do happen, but fortunately it wasn't permanent, and we'll be seeing him back on our stage pretty shortly.
Looking at him. He's just looking.
And next we have Jerry and Camille in Atlantic City 21.
Oh!
That's it, the
Look
kick.
at that.
Oh!
That's war.
Stretched out and it is turned on the Kamil Jablonski trying to bust through that. Trying to expose the palm. Getting aggressive, but Jerry Canarella's coming.
Yep.
I mean, that match was very, very entertaining. I still need to ask Jerry about his tongue. Like, does his sticking out his tongue gives him extra power or something?
It's a trademark. He uses it. He's used it all over the years. But yeah, that was quite a match. But the video doesn't do it justice because you have to be there. There's something about being there. The whole room erupted. You couldn't catch that on the audio from the pay-per-view, but the whole room ignited and the excitement level was off the charts. So it's one of the advantages of a live, being there live. I mean, you really can't explain it. You can't show it any other way. You have to be there.
Yeah, if you're trying to convert your neighbor, your brother, your co-worker, to do arm wrestling, it's easy. Just bring them to one live event, and they will be converted. I guarantee you that, because speaking from experience, when I came
That's what happened to you.
EVW 15 in Istanbul, I was sold. Till today, I still keep thinking about, Todd and Yoshi's match. That was still ingrained in my head. Like, that to me is so far, what really converted me. That match was fire. So maybe let's head to the next nomination.
But he favours really evident there.
We've talked about
Giannis
these two
Amalin's, the arm
technical
strength.
matches.
Now look at the
Giannis
back
and
pressure
Mindaugas.
from Mindaugas
Arlington,
Tennessee.
Texas,
It's
EVW
stopped
17.
in its tracks dead by Giannis Amalin's with that low hand. Better bounces there. Better bounces again, and it's that kind of unsettling. Ooh, that was a pin.
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen.
Both men.
Both very high IQ athletes, right? And being 3-2, right? There was always that who's going to win factor. Like, nobody could really guess it. And I think that's sometimes, before an event, we could tell people don't know who the winners are, right? And I think that's sometimes a good thing, because that's what draws people curiosity, who's going to win. And that's a very good example of why that match is, is a nominee in Match of the Year.
Yeah, you have to be pretty deep into arm wrestling and be a real, not just fan, but an athlete to really understand how technical that was. It was a chess match, going back and forth with technique and different, strategy, and I mean, it was really a master class in arm wrestling.
Look at that beautiful triangulation of the bones there, and it is 1-1.
Brian Ballinger and Alan
good
Ford.
engagement from Brian Ballinger. Center
EVW.
table this time, but the wrist has gone back. And Alan Ford's in a great position where he's now in that high hook position, adds the side pressure. Beautiful work once again, Alan Ford.
Alan Ford with tremendous height advantage, and now you'll see
Absolute all in from, it's coming through, here we go. Second elbow foul.
In normal circumstances for an amateur like me, when I see, Alan putting into that dangerous arm position, I get really nervous. But obviously these guys are all professionals, so they know what they're doing, and they know their limits. And you could tell that somebody in that position, going for as long as they did, they had grit, they had stubbornness, they had, all the intensity put into one moment. Mm-hmm. And it was the whole match, really. It's not just that one round.
Yep, it was great.
Well, but Solid sucked underneath.
Finally, this is the final nominee for Match of the Year, Jordan versus Prudnik.
This is looking very positive in some respects for Jordan.
An outside attack.
Wanted to attack and rev up the drag there, but he's been knifed in again. Critically important. And Jordan Solid dives on it. Starts to head
very
towards
close,
the
very
back.
close,
Wow.
very close, very close, very close. And it crosses the line.
So this you could see, it's like battle of the hooks, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but man, there was so much firepower going on in that match that neither of them were willing to give up positions, really. They put everything in it, and Jordan came out as the victor, but if you get me, Prudnik did not lay down and let Jordan all over it.
It was a war. It was great.
It was war.
It was what we expected. We expected just a hook battle, and in Eastern Europe, hook is really signifies strength. It's kind of the real, who's the man, or who's the strongest guy. I mean,
right.
So that was pretty intense. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. And well, let's see who won, Robert.
So for match of the year,
yeah,
goes to Artem Morozov and Vitaly Daletin.
Yeah, they definitely deserve it. This one was, Morozov hung in for such a long time.
Yeah.
Such a long time. He did a great job with, it came out unfortunately not going his way, but every round mattered a lot. Every round mattered a lot. And I think it's very well deserving.
Very well deserved. You want to see can we show the percentages?
Yeah, let's see this. Okay.
Yeah, I think overwhelmingly everybody supported this as the match of the year.
Yeah, this one you could clearly tell that at 82% versus the next place at 36%, that the jury and the fans all came to the same agreement that match was by far in a clear margin, it was best match of 2025.
Приветствую, дорогие зрители Иисус Вест. Я победил матч года. Ну, вернее, не только я, скорее всего, Виталий. Мы победили в номинации «Матч года» благодаря вашему голосованию. И вообще очень приятно осознавать, что когда ты делаешь то, что ты любишь, это еще и оценивается со стороны. Спасибо вам большое, спасибо организации за такую приятную возможность, такой бонус. Огромная благодарность. Виталий заставил меня показать все, на что я способен в турнире. К сожалению, у меня выиграть не получилось, но я очень остался доволен.
Друзья, всем привет, с вами Виталий Ларичин. Хотел поблагодарить вас за то, что вы выбрали наш с Артемом поединок как поединок года. Очень приятно, действительно, был самый крутой поединок в моей жизни, где мне удалось стать абсолютным чемпионом мира на левой руке и забрать перчатку. Спасибо Артему Морозову, что дал шанс с ним побороться, и спасибо организаторам East West, что вы для нас организовали этот поединок.
So right there, Vitaly mentioned that it was the fight of his life, right? And it's most memorable because he assumed, after winning that match, he assumed the left gauntlet and became the absolute best, left hand in the world, like absolute in the world for that moment. And he's still holding on to it. And which is why we got to tune in to Vienna, in February 28th to see his match against Devin, to see if he could defend his title or would he relinquish that to Devin. And that one, right, I mean, just before this award ceremony, I was just asking you about that match, and it's hard to pinpoint it. It was one of those where we don't really know, honestly speaking, we don't really know if Devin can do it or can, Vitaly hold on to it. It's almost 50-50, honestly. So it might be.
Well, I think in the polls, if you were to poll fans, they would say Vitaly is the heavy favorite. I don't actually believe that. I honestly don't believe that. I think it's going to be much closer than anybody thinks. I don't think it's going to be easy. I don't think it's going to be a sweep. I don't think it's going to be, an easy match for anybody. But yeah, you're going to see something there that is quite spectacular because Vitaly's left arm is not his strongest arm. His strongest arm is his right arm, and Devin's strongest arm is his right arm. So it's going to be very exciting. I'm really looking forward to it, and I honestly don't know who's going to win.
Yeah, and that may be the case. I think going into this match, Vitaly is the clear favorite. I know, but what's happening to me, in my opinion, is that Devin doesn't have that give up. I think the gene that tells his brain to give up, I think it's missing, which is why he's willing to break his back against Levon, break his, pull,
pulled muscle
against
Levon in the first one.
Yeah, so he's willing to push it to the breaking point. Even that cold plunge that he did with you, he wasn't willing to give up. No. He hates the cold. He came out of that tub where his skin on the
turned gray.
And his
the doctor and had to actually have him make him stop, which we did a truce, so there was no winner in that. But no, he would have died.
Right.
So, but that's not just Devin. That's just really all of our champions. I can't think of one that doesn't lay down everything for the win. It's really the heart of a champion.
Yeah. The only thing I would say is because he's coming in, even as an underdog, he put a lot. So we should expect more, right?
Oh yeah,
Come Vienna. We would expect,
for sure. And Vitaly will be the same way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And let's go on to the next category. Fan favorite of the year. Now, fan favorite of the year is going to be a little bit more interesting because it's the only category that the jury has no say in it. The only thing the jury did was putting the nominations together, but this is 100% voted by the fans, and we had no interference. Everything is fan votes.
Yep.
So we'll start off with arguably, one of the most popular athletes.
On the way we go! Massive drop!
Devin
they're not called, and that's not going to be. The rules stay around. Goes forward with the shoulder. Seats himself. Climbs and drives to the pad. Dominant. Absolutely dominant. He took with the press. And down goes that address.
No limits! Devin Lara!
I think what makes Devin, popular is that he's a very raw, authentic guy, right? He is, some might say that he doesn't care about his appearances and everything, but I think it's his priorities are different, right? He focuses, his life, he lives and breathes arm wrestling, just like every other athlete out there. But for him, because he's so raw, he has a really interesting personality that wait, this guy is a world champion, but he wears a Crocs with holes underneath, and so he has his character is interesting, but more importantly, he's currently not a world champion, but he is world-class level in arm wrestling too. And he creates a lot of interesting contents. He shows about his life, his opinion. So he has a lot of different videos and content coming out from him. Very raw, very highly unedited stuff coming out from him. And I think that's why fans love him, for all the stuff that he contributed to the sport as well. Right? He does a lot for the sport.
Yep. He's very authentic. It's like you said, raw. It's not very filtered. It's just what you see is what you get.
Yeah, not filtered. I guess that's the key word too sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Levon Saganashvili on the way we go. 3 pence to the good for the defending champion Levon Saganashvili. Oh, that is one heavyweight champion of the world, Levon Saganashvili.
I mean, Levon's a fan favorite. I mean, he's even in 2 Hollywood movies now, right? And maybe more to come soon. But more importantly, he embodies the ultimate pinnacle of arm wrestling sport right now. He is the strongest in the world, and he is some sort of an icon to many people, right? He's the who somebody needs to beat in order to say they're literally the best in the world.
Yeah, well, and then he's probably, I think most people would agree, the strongest arm wrestler that's ever lived.
Yeah.
So, and people people tune in for that. They, non-arm wrestlers as well. They want to see this guy that's just unstoppable and unbeatable. At least as of right now, no one's been able to beat him in the last 8 years.
I mean, to give up even rounds, to even take one round from him, it's already a massive challenge.
Yeah.
So, definitely a fan favorite.
Hat getan? Hat seine Hand und sein Handgelenk dort etwas besser gehalten?
On the way. And that was electricity. Go man!
And drive again. Go, Milk! Surely look like that was over. That is a pin. Pin. Look at a big drive, and it is over. And that hurts. That hurts.
And I think the way that fan votes can come from many aspects. One is their true strength, right? Their achievements, but also how entertaining this guy is. Or in this case, it's his aura. To me, it feels, because I went to, I think you were there with me when we picked him up at the airport in Georgia, right? And he was this towering figure at the airport in a really packed area. He was, when I first saw him, I was like, dude, that guy has something about that guy. Oh, wait, that's Lalatin, right? I didn't even recognize him at first, right? He has this aura about, he's a nice guy. Don't get me wrong, he's a very nice guy. But when he comes to you, like, you are going to be intimidated by this guy. You know that there's something really solid about this guy. If you ever have the opportunity, go shake his hand. You feel like, oh man, this guy really is capable of great things.
Yeah, well, probably the strongest hand in arm wrestling as well. Fingers, hand, grip. Some people will argue that grip isn't very important to arm wrestling, but it is, because if he doesn't want somebody to slip, they're not going to slip.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. I mean, I've never seen it, but maybe we'll see in Vienna if Devin can slip. But so far, he's been able to hold people, keep people out of the straps.
Devin really likes the straps, so that's going to be fire.
Yep.
All right, let's get to the next nominee.
Nugo Chikati.
But the match stops there and Chikati tries
Georgia.
I think he has breakouts. If you ask me, I think
engages the
being in 14 in Istanbul, it's when his character blew up. When he came out and everybody now knows that he's Matt Mass. But his character on stage, his presence, right? His press conference, he was out there. He was out there to. It's not easy to go head to head with Matt using words, man. It's not easy. Matt's really witty. He's so quick, right? And very outspoken. And Nugo was right up there with him, not giving up.
No intimidation whatsoever, and very entertaining. Even though he doesn't speak English at all, you don't need to speak English, because his spirit. I mean, his charisma and his, you can feel it, you can see it, you can sense it. You don't even have to understand what he's saying. And,
yeah,
the guy's amazing.
Well, I don't know if you remember that match, but it's actually the only time last year I saw Matt Mass get a little bit frustrated. Like, he couldn't I don't know what you're talking about. I don't understand you. Speak English, right? Because Matt was so frustrated because Nugo was right up there, right in his face, like an embodiment of a true bulldog, really. So,
yeah,
hats off to Nugo being a nominee.
On the way we go!
Matt Mass.
The first spin! Matt Mass goes!
And there goes the hand and wrist. Now the King's move is set. Here comes the press.
Massive round of applause for the wild horse, Matt.
Well, Matt Mass won match of the night in Switzerland, along with Kalinchenko. So he's, and it was close. But I think the thing that got him match of the night over Yoshi and Petro is Matt. He's just so entertaining. It doesn't matter if he won that, But it doesn't matter if he wins or he loses, he's just as entertaining.
Oh yeah,
he's a one of a kind.
Yeah. Now we cannot repeat everything that Matt says on live air, but we know that every time he's on stage, fireworks will happen. It's going to be entertaining, and we look forward to seeing more of Matt. Honestly, I mean, he's definitely deserving to be one nominee.
For the American.
And again, Todd Hutchings gets exactly like the last match. So close to the pin pad, and he too.
Watch for that acceleration there to the side again from Todd Silver. Now look at that. Needs to move to the back.
Something, but he's opening up there,
Gets a little bit going. Gives us absolutely all. Does a little bit of hand control, and he loses it.
Absolute legend.
The thing about Todd is he's an anomaly, and we hope that there's more anomalies, and they're coming, because he's going to be 60 years old in May, and he's doing things that no one else has ever been able to do before. He's getting stronger as he ages.
Yeah.
It goes against science. It goes against everything that we know, but he's proving it. He's doing some very unusual types of training as well. So he believes in the Louis Simmons version of training. That's West Side Barbell. And it's a conjugate method of training. So he uses a lot of science and mechanics. I mean, so he's a mechanical engineer. So he understands angles. He understands mechanics, but he's using everything at his disposal possible to continue scientifically getting stronger. He's measuring those results, and he's seeing every month, every outing, he's getting stronger. So we're going to see in Vienna.
I mean, he's so dominating in his weight class that he has to now go, one division higher.
The same thing that happened in Wall. They made him go up. Now, I didn't make him go up, by the way. I said, Todd, hey, you really don't have any competitors left. Are you willing to go up and face Petrenko, who's also an anomaly? I mean, no one's beating this guy either. I mean, the distance between him and the second place is at this point it's quite a chasm.
Yeah.
So, but he didn't hesitate. He's like, absolutely, I want it. Let's do it. Another case of heart of a champion, a true champion. So. Yeah, I mean, I've known Todd for a long, long time, trained with him, with John Brzezinski. This guy is amazing as a person and as an arm wrestler, and he's willing to share his knowledge of training, and so there's a lot of people that are learning from him right now on how to do basically the conjugate method of training, the Louis Simmons style.
I mean, for everybody else who's in the mid-30s who are thinking, it's probably too late for me to start arm wrestling. Well, think again. He started in his 30s, and now he's a world champion. So anything can happen.
I think he was 35 when he started.
Yeah.
And I thought I was starting too late at 30. But no, he's proven to the world that he's figured out a way through science and discipline. He gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning every morning. He starts his training. He doesn't miss a day. The guy's amazing.
Consistency. All right.
And Richard Borman with a top row takes the hand.
Flat.
Schoolboy is in open position. Richard transitions to a press and presses down. Curls up, gets a little stop, but looks like Borman is in full control there.
It's really hard not to like this young fellow.
Holding on,
he just started and he took arm wrestling by
Schoolboy in a good position. Richard gets into a press and finish.
Personality. He would challenge. In promotion, he would be confident, but yet not demeaning. He was not rude to his opponent, full of respect, and you could see he's
a little bit rude to his opponent sometimes with. Schoolboy, he says he's going to laugh in his face on a video. I'm going to hold you there in the center. I'm going to laugh in your face. Anyway, but it's perfect. I mean, he's real. He's he's just got the right amount, in my opinion, of everything. So he's great. It's really good for the future of our sport. These young, up and coming arm wrestlers, like you said, new blood, which is what we need and what arm wrestling needs. and he is all of that.
Yeah, but if you see it's a lot of friendly banner. Like, they're still good friends, but you could see that he's very comfortable in front of the camera now. And also for some of you who might be wondering why, say, like Lalatin wasn't in a suit, unfortunately, when we informed him after the voting ended, he's traveling, and he was traveling without a suit. So he apologized to the fans on behalf of that. But you could see like he really takes content creation seriously. He's putting out all his training videos to keep his fans all updated on his capabilities, and also he's progressing pretty rapidly. So with that, should I announce who the winner is? Fan favorite. Oh, shoot. So the fan favorite award that is purely voted by the fans for 2025 is none other than Devin Larratt. So let's go to the score screen and see how Devin fared, because again, 100% of the score came from fan votes. You can see Devin dominating at 49%, with Todd at 17 and Lalatin at 13. So, I mean, Devin has one of the largest reaches in arm wrestling, right? Huge follower counts, big army of followers. So it doesn't come surprising to me. But I also think it's also, he puts out a lot of content. So congratulations, Devin. I mean, well deserving in a way where very entertaining guy. It's very entertaining. Just follow him.
Yep. I think that was pretty predictable.
Thank you, guys. It's my honor to receive the Fan Favorite Award for this first annual awards ceremony for East versus West. I don't think I could have won it if it was the athletes who voted, so thank you to all the fans who voted. I think I probably also could have won the least favorite award. It kind of goes both ways. I really appreciate your support. I'm so happy and grateful for the place that arm wrestling and East versus West is in the world, and it's because of you guys, the fans, who make this all possible. Without you guys, still be arm wrestling the Mike Gould Classic. Love you, Mike, but arm wrestling's gotten much bigger, and it's for your support that we're here. So thank you, and continue to love the sport, and see you guys really soon, stronger than ever. Vitaly, you're done in Vienna, and you're super done in Germany.
I mean,
there he is promoting 2 matches in a row.
and this is why I think people, when you say he's authentic and raw, that's exactly it. The instructions to all the winners were like, hey, dress up nicely, right, and film it in a very nice background. You can see a lot of athletes did so. But Devin, for whatever reason, has to do it in his closet, right? Of all places, in his closet, with a green hoodie over his head. And that's Devin. That's Devin.
Yeah. So there's no excuse for Devin doing that, because I know he has a suit. I know he has a green tuxedo. So he could have dressed up. We've probably got to sanction Devin for this. I think we're going to have to get a little more serious with him. Sorry, Devin.
Oh, but again, that's Devin. So moving on to the final category, right? And this is probably the biggest award, in my opinion. Arm Wrestler of the Year.
Arm Wrestler of the Year. That's the big one.
That's the big one. And Arm Wrestler of the Year, it's the way that we put it all together. Mm-hmm. We voted in the sense of what they accomplished and how it took them to get there last year. So we have a good, strong contenders. So maybe let's get going with the first nominee. The first nominee we have Laura.
Ichova.
Yeah.
Go! Wow, absolute domination.
She's the undisputed champion for both left and right hand. She
Not
took
even
left
the
hand
strap.
champion, Gabby, last year.
Yeah, Ramona goes in a hook.
The first athlete ever held both
in the eye.
left and right hand in the open weight title.
Yep.
So, even though she competed only once, but the fact that she got both hands made her to the list and make her a strong contender as Athlete of the Year.
Yeah.
And the next nominee we have is Levon from Georgia. I mean, you know, when you were going, Robert, when you were going down that list and you were coming up with stats for every athlete, this person won all three matches, or this athlete got this title. You know, for under Levon's box, all it just is, the reason why Levon should be nominated is because he's Levon. There's none, you don't have to say too much. Everybody knows he's the strongest ever in history, and the holder of the right gauntlet.
Yeah, you don't have to have any kind of a resume or any kind of a reasoning for nominating him as Athlete of the Year.
Gentlemen, down it goes! That's in there. That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Incredible. Kelly outside there. That's surely.
Though he did not start the year with any titles, but by the end of 2025, I believe he got the left 95 and the right 105 kilo title. Two weight divisions, two separate hands. His rise was quick, decisive, and very dominating. Not easy to repeat what he did.
So, and he dominated both in the left hand and in the right hand. So he's an incredible guy.
Great,
and a great person too.
Oh yeah, very nice guy. Very nice guy.
One or round two, but you can clearly see that
next we have
Mendalgas Daniel.
Big drive. Play with his movement a little bit and see if he can do anything there. Tarasatis, he's confident, comfortable.
He was trying to keep his pronation. Menda lost his hand a little bit in this, but then he said, Daniel, such a big biceps. Where is your strength?
So he's on a clear path. Okay? He's on a clear path to get that title.
He is.
He's on his clear path. So perhaps maybe we might see him have a shot at the title this year, right? But
I think we're going to see it.
He's
very deserving of it. He's improved quite a bit, especially in the last, I'd say, 2 years. Lots of improvement, lots of strength gain. He's the whole package, and he's quite a character too. So he's really good for the sport as far as bringing in new fans, creating entertainment, excitement for the events and for the shows. So he really is he's deserving in a lot of ways.
Even his banter on table and off table is also sometimes pretty hilarious, quite witty, and he's the, I would call him the provoker in the group sometimes. He was nothing to do with him, and he would just provoke. So very fun guy to just watch him. So
and he's also an engineer. So he's I believe a mechanical engineer from Latvia. Smart guy.
Lithuania.
Lithuania.
That's right. So
sorry about that.
All right, next nominee we have none other than
hat seine Hand und sein
left
Handgelenk
gauntlet
dort etwas
holder,
besser gehalten.
Vitaly Lalatin. He was undefeated the whole year. And he took the left hand off. It's one of the wildest matches. I mean, you saw that he already won match.
Drive again. Surely look, that was all that is. A pin. A big drive and it is over. And that hurts. That one hurts.
I feel.
Well, Vitaly's certainly deserving to be on that. I mean, he's had a remarkable year. First of all, like you mentioned, getting the left-hand gauntlet this last year, and then winning all of his matches, just very impressive. And he's on a different level this year than he ever has been. So, he's
a young fellow too.
He's young. He's 37. I think he's 37 years old.
Can you imagine if you add that to when Todd started? He has a long lifespan in this sport. We'll see him for years and years to come, and he's already this strong. Ooh, he's going to give a lot of athletes a run for the money. I think frankly, he is very well deserving to be a nominee. Like nobody's going to dispute that. He's so good.
He's fully deserving of this.
Since the first event of the year in Georgia of last year, you could see skyrocketing. It's absolutely skyrocketing. So let's see the...
This is Alex's good hand. Hey, it's over.
Dedican is more vertical.
David
through the arm, and this is what he does.
He's one of my favorites.
Again, so close to the pin pad. Any success, and hits,
how did he get last year as well?
That's it.
Yeah. So he didn't have any losses. I think
That was a mistake.
one stat I saw, I think he's 8-0 because of the injury with Yogi Setkov at King of the Table 14 in May. So he didn't get a finish, but completely dominated. I mean, he's done very well. I mean, actually the match, he's. I mean, when we watched the Swiss event, I really didn't expect him to dominate that much. And sitting next to Levon, watching him just dominate, Levon even turned to me and said, "Wow, that's impressive. He beat me, or he beat Jerry easier than I beat him." So it made Levon nervous, and I think that might be one reason why Levon pushed it a little bit too hard at the gym, and might have resulted in that injury, because he really seriously was worried about Vitaly.
Yeah, I mean, and what I personally liked David about was he did not make excuses, but many people did not know he barely just came out of surgery, like I think it was like maybe 2 weeks before.
Mm-hmm.
So he had a very short window to prepare, and he didn't tell people about it. It wasn't widely announced.
Mm-hmm.
He just competed, right? Win, lose, he just competed. And right after the match, he was backstage trying to catch it. He struggled to catch his breath even, right? We had the EMT on standby helping him out. But that's the kind of fighter he is. He did not give excuses. He just put his whole soul, every effort, every ounce of his strength into that match. And you could see, he came crashing after. He won, but he came crashing. And that's what I like, the fighting spirit that he embodies. So David definitely deserves it.
Yeah, David's amazing. And he did dominate, just like Vitaly did. He dominated in Switzerland.
All three of his matches, he dominated.
He did. So yeah, he should be one of the contenders.
Yeah, and
here we go! Massive drop! Big bubble there, not called, and that's not going to be. The rules stay around. Goes forward with the shoulder, seats himself, climbs and drives to the pad. Dominant, absolutely dominant. He took with the press, and down goes that address.
No limits! Devon Lara!
So Devon told me his pumpkin training story, right? Mm-hmm. And I thought it was pretty funny, where to grow the biggest pumpkin, you remove all the other fruits, and you just only have all the nutrients go to one arm. So he was doing that for many years on his right arm. And this past year, we saw an increase in his left arm activity, and it was kind of dormant for like 6 years, I think he was telling me. And for him to be a perfect 5-0 record last year, including his left arm matches, says that he is definitely worthy of being a nominee and a contender of Athlete of the Year.
Yeah, he's done an incredible job this year. Well, pretty much every year, but this year no exception. And the fact that he's starting in to really build that left arm, so now he's got kind of two weapons. He's got his right that's undisputable, and now his left, which is coming back into great shape. He was the left arm world champion in 2012. I actually went to Las Vegas with John Brzezinski and watched him beat who no one thought he could beat, Pushkar, who was the undisputed left-hand champion of the world, and Devon beat him. So Devon can definitely, his left is no joke. And now that he's focused on it, I think we're going to see some great things.
Ambidextrous. Yeah. So, Robert, it's time to announce the big award for the night.
And 2025 winner for Athlete of the Year, Arm Wrestler of the Year, goes to Vitaly Laletin. Congratulations.
Vitaly Laletin. He has...
I think it is.
It's a big sweep for Laletin. So this year Laletin dominated the award show, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. Like winning the first, he won the left gauntlet, and now match of the year, which actually led to the match of the year and also moment of the year. It all fits together perfectly, and it solidifies that Laletin is the overall champion, right? In the award ceremony for 2025.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that, Robert.
Wow.
Yeah.
I actually didn't think it was going to be that close.
I didn't even know it was that close.
That's surprising. So again, I have to apologize to Devin, but I voted for Vitaly Laletin on this. I mean, I just think this guy is just incredible, and really showed where he's at this year. He's just on a different level. And so, and I think it's going to continue for him. I mean, you've got that 6'8" frame, and now he's got some beef. I mean, he's added a lot of muscle.
Yeah.
I think he's like 320 pounds, or maybe 330 pounds. He's a big guy.
Mm-hmm. But for me, I think what could have potentially set Devin a little bit higher, right? If one of his wins was actually a world title, if he held a belt, that would probably definitely push him over the top.
Oh yeah,
and get him that win. So it was so close. This is probably the closest number of the night.
So wait a minute. Did I cause Devin to lose that by my vote?
Ooh,
yeah.
Maybe.
I might be in trouble because I didn't realize it was going to be that close. I actually thought Devin was going to win, but I really truly thought that Vitaly deserved it this year.
Yeah, and I think nobody's going to argue, because both athletes did really, really well. I mean, they did major accomplishment, and one could argue Devin's better, Laletin's better, but I think ultimately the fans actually also could make the difference. The fans also ultimately help decide who the winner is, Arm Wrestler of the Year.
Yep.
Друзья, всем привет, я Виталий Лалетин, и хотел бы поблагодарить вас за то, что вы меня выбрали как лучшего спортсмена года в лучшей организации в мире. И я действительно очень старался вас удивить, показать вам красивые поединки. И в дальнейшем я обещаю, что будет больше и лучше. Я обещаю тренироваться и становиться еще сильнее и лучше.
Yeah, you could see that, Laletin, very well deserving guy, humble guy, total humble guy. He's one of the athletes that, you're intimidated by him, but you're not afraid of him. It doesn't really make sense, but yeah, you can sense his power, but at the same time, he's approachable. He's very approachable.
Yeah. He is a nice guy, and he's one of the only people that doesn't seem to be affected at all by Devin in his pre-match hype and trying to get to people.
Mind games.
The mind games don't seem to be working with Vitaly. He's beyond that, which I think is a big advantage actually, because you've seen what it's done to people that most people, he gets to them. He's very skilled at that. But Vitaly, it shows no sign, and he fires right back in a very calm manner, but very quick and very precise, answers back, and he doesn't get under his skin.
Yeah, not easily at least, or not that
we haven't seen it.
Exactly,
we've not seen it.
So I mean, right now, we've already mentioned all the award winners, but we'll be able to transition over and promote pretty hard our next event, which arguably it's going to be the biggest event so far to date in history, in my opinion. Vienna is going to be killer, absolute killer.
Well,
February 28th.
Yeah, I think the biggest event in history as far as attendees go, as far as fans.
Yes.
But as far as total viewers, it's pretty hard to beat the Devon versus Levon match, 1 and 2. Yeah, so we'll see.
Well, I don't know. It could top that. I mean, the fans have been calling the Vitaly and Devon's match for a really long time. So,
but they've been calling the right hand for a really long time. So,
yeah.
But this is very interesting as well
because it's the left hand world title.
World title, and then you've got Petrenko and Tadzilla going for the 105 kg World Championship. That's a big one. And Michael Todd versus Camille. That people think, oh, Michael, the favorite, and I don't disagree with that. But Camille has gotten much stronger.
Oh, so strong.
Very, very strong dude now, and the way to beat Michael is to press him. I mean, if he knows how to press him, and when to press him, Camille has the tools. He has the ability. But it's more than anything. It's for Michael. It's a pathway to Levon.
Yes.
So to get to Levon said he wants to pull only top 5 guys, and right now Michael is not top 5.
Yeah.
Camille is. So this is a big deal. This is a big deal for Michael, and for Camille, because Camille's got to he's going to prove himself. This is the time to do it.
Yeah. I can't wait for Vienna. If you guys can make your way there, go watch it in person, you have a blast. The experience is none other than being in the same room when war is happening on the table. It's going to be killer. Now, with that said, thank you all for watching. This is our first show, perhaps our last digital online only version, because next year we are going to try to do it in person, where it's going to be like the Oscars, where we have athletes and some attendees outside, VIPs, all actually in person attending, and we have live speeches. I think it's going to be absolutely killer if we can, when next year is going to be better. So this is our first year. Trophy is beautiful. I mean, it's glistening on screen, and with the base attached to it, it's going to be wonderful. We'll have a little bit more categories we'll announce soon, and even things like Match of the Year award will come from the nominees from Match of the Night. So the matches of the night, which we're going to figure out a way to have you guys on the pay-per-view vote for the match of the night, that will allow us to use that and help craft our nominees for 2026 award ceremony. So that's it. Robert, any last words?
Well, the only other thing that we want to do for Vienna, we want to have the fans vote for the match of the night. So it's been me, it's been Sherzana and I picking the match of the night. I think it should be the fans, and if we can do it through the actual customers, the people that are buying the pay-per-view, on a poll, if there's a way to do that where they can actually vote, and that's going to be match of the night. I think getting fan involvement more is a good thing.
Yeah. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys had a good time, and congratulations to all winners. We'll see you in Vienna, February 28th.